Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new market update. And today we're going to discuss that there are altcoins out there that could grant you 5x or maybe even 10x from the levels that they are on right now. And you are probably focused on swapping your altcoins to Bitcoin. That was the topic last week. However, when everybody is discussing such a topic, it's usually the best to swap the other way around. And second, the majority of the people right now are looking into a bear market, while many altcoins have finished their cycle, are starting to accumulate, and are making themselves ready for a new run. So I'm not looking into a bear market at this stage because I'm not believing that we are in one. Yes, we've had a very harsh correction or crash, how you call it. But from here onwards, we probably continue the grind again, through which the altcoins are going to generate you massive profits, as I still assume that the period that Bitcoin is going to grind upwards, altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. So, before we continue, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like beneath, and also comment if you want to see some special content on this YouTube. Let's get to the charts, and the first one I've got on here is the Bitcoin dominance chart, as the Bitcoin dominance chart is primarily just an inverse of Ethereum against Bitcoin. If you swap around with Ethereum Bitcoin, you can see that that's just literally the copy paste of this chart. So focusing too much on this chart doesn't make sense, given that it's fully on Ethereum. And if Ethereum is doing well, you might know that other altcoins will start to follow suit. Also, we did see a bounce up from the Bitcoin dominance. But regardless, we've also seen that happening during 2017. Doesn't really mean that this dominance chart has to continue running to the upside, given that it's not a tradable asset. So you should only use it as an additional variable in your strategy, rather than using it as the sole reason why you do the trades that you do. So when we look at some altcoins and we see that, for instance, Veracity has seen a massive crash to the downside. And then you're like, okay, this is the end of the run. We're going to have a very harsh crash from here onwards. But actually what we are seeing, and I'll just use the auto version, is that after such a crash, you will see that it starts to grind upwards again as it retests previous levels. And in this case, we are retesting a few of those levels. We've even got a retest at 1 cent, through which you can start seeing the moving averages getting there as well. So right now we can see that we do a retest here. Probably we're going to have some more sideways action and start continuing the momentum. But many of those altcoins are actually showing this, right? So Holo Token is also doing this after a very nice run up. It's currently showing us that it has to continue building for the coming period before it starts to run again. But what altcoins didn't move yet and are still looking like they could continue running? Well, the entire DeFi sector is still very much heating up for the next big wave. And you can see that as you can spot the 100-day and 200-day MA becoming support. And you can see that by making those moving those higher lows and higher highs, through which the entire DeFi sector is still ready to make a very big break to the upside. And not only Ivy, not only Ivy2, also Aave is still looking very strong to see where we can go from here, as it's still above the 100-day and 200-day MAs. It's still holding the crucial level for support, as this is the crucial level that Aave has to hold on to. So the entire DeFi sector is where you could be looking at for your momentum, but also, and I'm still repeating this one, the Oracle section. And you can see that Chainlink was a very big gainer during 2019 and 2020. But during 2021, we can also see that we've had a very harsh crash, which is practically an outlier to the downside, given that Bitcoin was the one crashing south. So Bitcoin dropped and the altcoins started to follow suit. But fundamentally, nothing has changed on the altcoins. The more people feel calm about Bitcoin, so when it starts to grind upwards, the easier they will start flipping towards altcoins again, through which the altcoins can continue making their run. And with Chainlink, you see that the Bitcoin pair is already back to pre-crash levels. The USDT level is not back to that level because Bitcoin USDT is down so far. But what do we see on Chainlink against Bitcoin? We can see that we're currently having the 100-day and 200-day MA as support, through which continuation is likely given that we're just making those higher highs and higher lows. And if that continues to happen, in which this critical level is going to hold here, we are going to get a test of the 97k zone, and then we can start continuing, through which many of those oracles can start continuing. With Bond, you can see that we still have to make the break above this resistance zone. If we do that and flip it, we can start making a similar move as what we have seen previously, through which the Oracle section is also a category that I've got on the list that is probably going to do really well in the coming period. And then Dia, which got completely crushed, is going to look at the same figure as with Bond and Swipe and Kava. Breaking back above those 100-day and 200-day MAs would grant ourselves a further continuation, because that is a signal of a bullish construction, in which this is the range-bound construction play, this is the new range-bound construction play, and this is the outlier. So if we break back above the 100-day and 200-day MAs for Dia and for many of those altcoins, you can also check Tezos and all those ones, I think you can see continuation happening. So what are the altcoins that I'm looking at for a 5x and 10x right now? It's the Oracle section, it's the DeFi section. Within the Oracle section, I'm looking at Telor, Dia, Kylin, Bond, and especially looking at what Chainlink is going to do. Within DeFi, you can look at Curve, you can look at Kava, you can look at Ivy, Aave. Those are the ones that I'm currently heavily focused on, given the fact that altcoins are not dead and we're just continuing in this bull cycle, in this super bull cycle right now. So that's what I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm looking at. Do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you again tomorrow.